Hi. So, uh, my name's Danny. Here I'm training at home because I can't do jiu-jitsu because of this carry on with the lockdown, etc. So, from my point of view, what's going on here? Well, just under 30 years ago, I started to study hypnosis and NLP. Eventually training with Dr. Richard Bandler when he was at that time with training with Paul McKenna and Michael Breen. And one of the things he said then, this was actually 1999 in London, he said, look, watch for the news because they're using a lot of these a lot of hypnosis. And one thing he said, when he goes from country to country, so Dr. Richard Bandler's travelling all over the world, as you probably know, or you may not know, but either way, he said the news would change, almost like two people watching the same game of football, supporting different sides, everything's different. So like one guy's story would change from another. So he was saying like to be aware of these NLP patterns and things with your newsreaders, especially I find the politicians. So after spending a lot of time reading, I read a lot of books from 1993 onwards about NLP. I'd had most books right up to about 10 years ago. I stopped reading about it, and so I was very aware of politicians when they're using a lot of normalisations and words and being very specifically vague about things, and I could hear it really loud and clear through the 20 years of training in this or so. So from then, about 5 years ago, I started to listen a lot to Bruce Lipton, Dr. Bruce Lipton, because I have an interest through like hypnotherapy and things like belief systems and how the cells actually, the cells are more dominant than the gene when it comes to us as human beings, and he's proved this, Dr. Bruce Lipton. So through that, and then obviously the last couple of years again, we're following Dr. Joe Dispenza, I think his name is. I'm not very good at spelling or reading, I'm being dyslexic. So then they started to talk about this coronavirus, and because I had such great respect for them, then I'm not interested in conspiracy theories, I'm not interested. So because I had such great respect for these guys, sorry, I'm on my bike, I then would look further into it. So I started to see interviews with Dr. Rashid Bhutan, I believe his name is, and again, Londonreal, some fascinating interviews that I watch. And when you're listening to doctors who are telling you, again, Dr. Dan Erickson, when they're saying the things that they're saying about what's going on in their profession, where they know they're doing things, or they've been told to do things and write things on death certificates that aren't true, I have to say it's absolutely terrible what they're really doing. I don't believe personally it's anything to do with so much the virus. I think they've jumped on the bandwagon here and they're going for their agenda, which is human behaviour. So this applied psychology onto the human behaviour of people. You know, creating yes sets, stay at home until we tell you to go out, wear a mask, stay 7 feet away from each other. Now with this, one of the things I heard Dr. Dan Erickson speaking about was how the virus is how you build an immune system and how you can break it down by staying away from people, and how it's important to be out and in the fresh air. I absolutely believe that, and I absolutely believe that there is a lot of corruption going on here. We've been misinformed. I listen to the news, I listen to the news on British television. I also listen to UK column. I have been listening to the UK column for many years now. I was once a prison officer, and they had some stories running about a prisoner, which I certainly would watch a lot and be keen about that. So I know a lot of things that they were saying is true. So again, so I'm coming from a point of view of gathering as much information on a subject as possible. I'm 53, whether it's about training or a martial arts that I love, I don't just go for one thing. I'll try many things, and I'll read many things to get my answer, because the mind is like a parachute, and if it's open it will work, if it's closed it just doesn't work. So this nonsense, just listen to that little box that's in your television, then whoever controls what you see and what you hear and what you feel, that's what they're controlling at the end of the day, what you feel. And we know through Dr. Bruce Lipton, when he's talking about the cells and how if you keep someone in a state of fear, state of stress, it breaks the body down and makes them weak. Two things, so they become ill. And I do believe this is the agenda. get people to feel ill, and once they start to feel ill, then they'll start to believe, oh, I told you you're going to be ill, here's what's going to happen next, download this app, let us control you, how you're going to be. This is my opinion. I'm not asking anyone to believe me. I really, in a sense, I only care because it affects me. These other people's beliefs, it affects me. That I can't get and do my jiu-jitsu. I absolutely hate that. That there is my training partner of recently, Roger the Rabbit. So me and Roger's getting a bit close now, you know. Anyway, so London Real, thanks very much for coming up here and doing some interviews and trying to get people to pay attention to things. It's really difficult, you know, very difficult. Everybody should have their own opinion and be entitled to one. But please, I don't care what you believe, unless it directly affects me. But go out there, read some books. You know, it's 2020 now. You don't need to be reading a book. You can actually go onto YouTube and watch seminars about things. You know what I mean? There's other doctors, there's too many to mention, who are doing things out there. So, as I'm concerned, they're trying to manipulate us, they're trying to change our behaviour, the things that we do, and it's really important for our children's sake. I've got a couple of young grandkids. I'm not allowed to see because somebody says so. Disgusted. So for me, that's me. I'm done with these people. You know, I've never ever trusted the politicians in any case. I'm not saying they're all bad people, but when you listen to the language patterns, and I love language patterns. I love understanding the Milton model, Milton Erickson, his model, the meta model, how people can use language to influence people, and I can see it and hear it all the time in the news. So please, if anybody else says this, listen to the other things, listen to UK Column, you know, listen to London Real, listen to these doctors, they're medical, they're surgeons, they're out there and they're telling the truth. May your God go with you. USA.